Sigmund Freud, a name etched into the history of psychology, philosophy, and even popular culture. The man who dared to open the door into the hidden chambers of the human mind, into dreams, repressed desires, unconscious fears, and forbidden thoughts. But Freud's work was never just about the mind in isolation. It was about people, relationships, power, love, hatred, and perhaps most provocatively, it was about sex. When we explore Freud's views on women, we are entering one of the most controversial parts of his legacy. His theories about femininity, sexuality, and desire have shaped how psychology looked at women for decades and have sparked fierce debates that continue to this day. So, what exactly did Freud say? Freud's view of women. At the core of Freud's theory of human development was his idea of psychosexual stages. He believed that from infancy, humans pass through stages where their libido, or sexual energy, focuses on different parts of the body: the mouth, the anus, the genitals. For Freud, even childhood was not innocent. It was a site of hidden desires and conflicts. One of the most infamous ideas he proposed is known as penis envy. Freud argued that when a girl becomes aware that she lacks male genitalia, she experiences a sense of loss or inferiority. According to him, this discovery shapes her future relationships, first towards her father, whom she desires, and later towards male partners who symbolically replace the father. He further believed that women, unlike men, experience moral development differently. Since they don't experience the Oedipus complex as intensely as boys do, he claimed their sense of justice and morality develops less rigidly. These ideas today sound outdated, even offensive, and they were heavily criticized even in Freud's time.
The centrality of desire. Freud placed sexual desire at the center of human psychology for both men and women. He believed that much of our behavior, our choices, even our dreams are secretly motivated by repressed sexual drives. For women, he suggested, attraction to powerful men is not merely about security or companionship, but a deep-seated psychological dynamic rooted in childhood. Power, in Freud's eyes, was not just about physical strength. It was about presence, charisma, and the ability to dominate the emotional landscape of another person. This idea is why some feminist scholars argue that Freud's vision of female desire was shaped by his own cultural and personal biases, reflecting the patriarchal society he lived in. The criticism. One of Freud's earliest and most famous critics was Karen Horney. She rejected the notion of penis envy, suggesting instead that men might feel womb envy of women's ability to carry and give birth to life. Horney argued that Freud misunderstood women because he was viewing them only through the lens of male experience. Other critics have pointed out that Freud's theories reduce women to sexual beings, ignoring their social, intellectual, and emotional complexity. By focusing almost entirely on sexuality, Freud risked minimizing the richness of female experience. Moreover, his portrayal of female psychology was shaped by the Victorian era, a time when women were expected to be passive, modest, and subordinate. So in many ways, Freud wasn't just describing universal truths, he was describing the women of his time under the social norms of his culture.
The legacy today. Despite the flaws and biases, Freud's impact cannot be overstated. Terms like unconscious, repression, defense mechanisms, and psychological complexes have become part of everyday language, even outside psychology.
But when it comes to understanding women, modern psychology has moved far beyond Freud. We now recognize the importance of social, cultural, biological, and personal factors that shape identity and desire. Today, feminism, gender studies, neuroscience, and developmental psychology offer much richer and more nuanced understandings of gender and sexuality. Yet Freud remains a figure we keep returning to, not because he had all the answers, but because he dared to ask the questions. The bigger reflection. When we ask, was Freud sexist? Or did Freud misunderstand women? We are in some ways missing the deeper point. Freud was trying to uncover the hidden forces that shape human life. He made mistakes, yes, but he also opened a conversation that is still evolving. He forced us to confront uncomfortable truths, that we are not always who we think we are, that desire and fear often walk hand in hand, that love is rarely pure and uncomplicated. The childhood leaves deep imprints on adult life. For women, Freud's theories were both limiting and liberating. They confined them to certain roles, but they also brought female sexuality, for the first time, into serious intellectual conversation.
More than a century later, we are still grappling with the questions Freud raised. Have we truly understood women better today? Have men truly understood themselves? And are we ready to face the hidden parts of our psyche, the desires, wounds, and longings that still shape us, whether we admit it or not? Freud's voice echoes, not because it speaks eternal truths, but because it challenges us to keep asking, who are we really?